What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Boardroom Podcast, where we help you stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms. Now, I've got a very special guest with me. Every time I think about Andrew Gaussen, or AG is what I call him, we've been friends for since like 2019 is when we first got connected. And since then, we met inside of a mastermind, building our online fitness businesses. And since then, we've actually gone into business together. We launched Systems by Design, grew that pretty rapidly, and then dissolved Systems by Design and phased out. And AG's gone on to do some incredible things. He's got a couple awesome projects that he's working on right now that I want to dive into. But AG is a man that we've been connected. Information that we've shared has made me a ton of money. He's a man with a ton of knowledge, very sharp dude, very driven, but also an extremely fair and generous guy. So I'm very, very excited to have you on here. I'm excited to gift the audience and the listeners with your genius, because this little bad boy behind me has AG's name on it because of the business that he built with the 4% Club and took that to over 8 figures. And I think at the peak, 4% Club did like over 35 million or something like that.
Yeah, about that.
Yep. So the man knows what he's doing when it comes to building a business. He's very humble. He's not going to be somebody who's like flashy, but as you learn a little bit more about him and you start to uncover his genius, you start to realize, holy shit, this dude is very good at what he does. So AG, I don't want to take too long introducing you to the crew because I can, but man, so what are you up to right now? A couple of things I do want to dive into, but I want to know, like, what are you doing now at these days?
The first thing I wanted to say was, I think it's very mutual. We have made each other so much money, it is not funny. You know, I think we came into each other's lives at a pretty critical stage in that mastermind. And I think it came from a place of just having such mutual respect for each other. And then it was just so organic that we became business partners. And to this day, one of the best business partners I've ever had. For me, I've got a couple of projects I'm working on at the moment. The first, we recently closed our health and fitness business. That business, it reached its expiry date, wasn't making as much money as we'd like. And the first business we're running is a business called 𝐶𝐶. Now, 𝐶𝐶, what we do is we help women with sales. We teach them how to become remote closers. So we teach them how to grow financial, geographical, and locational freedom. And that business is only 4 months old, but it's already absolutely ripping, to the point where we're on the precipice of, out profiting anything that the health and fitness business did in a 7-year period. So, I'm very, very excited about that. And, then I've also got a crypto project called Bunnie, which I've recently become involved in. Iggy, I know you and I'm sure we're going to discuss it today. We go way back. We have some stories to share. Don't we? And
we definitely got to dive into that.
And what the stories are, they really lead into what's happening with this crypto project. But basically, my biggest skill, my area of genius, as I like to put it, is running paid ads, marketing. And, what we're doing with Bunnie is I've stepped in and I've gone, there is a better way than what people are currently doing. There is so many things that the crypto space is ignoring. And what I want to do is bring a traditional online marketing approach to that, the thing that I do day in, day out, and make something completely different to what's on the market.
Yeah. Now, the transition into crypto is actually really, really interesting, right? So we were in business together, Systems by Design, and that mastermind at the time was for health and fitness professionals. We produced more 7-figure fitness brands in 12 months than all of our competitors combined.
We did. And, some of them like really big, like you've got Shane and Brad, each of them doing like, 25, 30, $15 million. So, we also there's a few 8-figure businesses in there as well.
100%. And the reason of that is because we actually did the thing that we're teaching at the time, right? So for you, I got introduced into, as we were making money in business, right? You were looking for ways to essentially grow the money. How do you even get into crypto? Because you were the one that got me into that rabbit hole and I have not been able to get out. How did you get into that?
The truth is, I'm a gambler. whether that's in business, making fast decisions. And I love a bit of a punt every now and then, just for fun. But, I just saw how much money people were making. And it's kind of, there's an addictive element to just seeing people make, millions of dollars overnight and wanting that. And, naturally, I think as people do, you hear about other people making money and then people follow that. That's why they get into crypto, because they hear about other people. And I was just very lucky. I started working with a guy called Kim Barrett, and he taught me everything about crypto. And, I'd lost a lot of money up to that point because I just done dumb stuff. Like I'd literally just gone in there, picked the coin that sounded good and watched it. And then I'd buy and sell every moment that you possibly could. But then I actually started to learn, a lot more skill, and I fell across, a group called the Wolf Den. And the Wolf Den, obviously, as you and I are about to talk about, they released a coin called Guard. And of course, Guard, ended up doing 180x. So the very thing I was looking for, I just, we happened to stumble across the very first time we actually really got into crypto.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Very, very lucky. You know what they say, right? The first cycle that people go through in crypto, the first 4 years, obviously for people who don't know, every 4 years, crypto goes on a bull run pretty much. They always say that people always lose money in that first cycle so they can learn how to make money in the second cycle. However, we were the ones, between us, we have different amounts. I haven't actually spoken, numbers in too much detail with you, but for me, I got very lucky to make quite a lot of money off that first bull run.
Yeah, that first bull run was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the peak of our portfolio, mine, I think was almost like $5 million or something like that. And that was off like a $40,000 investment.
Yeah, I hit 16 million off a $300,000 investment.
Yeah, which is like ridiculous on the first run. So a lot of things kind of went into that because we were in early. And one of the things that I liked about the project was the way that they approached building the community was really focused on education. And in a lot of ways, it just fixing people's mindset about investing and money and setting targets and really like putting together a plan to hit those targets. And that's what really stuck out to me about that community in particular in the early days.
We were being taught like the long-term, goals of crypto. A lot of the time people do come in with gambling. I was talking about gambling, but it's actually reframing it and making you kind of zoom out. And it comes to all parts of life because people are just so focused on that one little thing in life, like what's ever causing them the pain. But when you can actually zoom out, slow down your decision making and actually think long-term about how you can, 5x your money over a, longer period of time. Because what people do in crypto is they want to go out and 100x that first time. And of course, if you're going to 100x, you're going crazy. Like if you go to the casino and you were to bet on something that gives you a 1 in 100, what's the chances of it coming? 1 in 100, right? And people just keep on going back to that. So that's why most people are losing all of their money.
Yeah, because they're not looking at it long term, and they're not thinking about how does this actually fit into my bigger goals, and does it actually have the ability to get me to where I want to be, right?
Yeah,
which is what I really loved about that community. Even though the project ultimately ended up falling apart and tanking through.
Yeah, the very fact that it fell apart, that's part of the thing that inspired me with Bunnie as well, because I saw it fall apart, and I'm like, there is a better way. There is a way that this can be made far, far more sustainable.
Yeah. And I think the reason why I'm excited about kind of diving into even that journey, because you were in on the early side, you got through a lot of the education, passed some of it on to me, and then I got in and start to see the educational side of it. But the way you're approaching Bunnie as a crypto project, you're approaching it like an actual business.
Yeah,
right?
That's great.
Which most people are approaching crypto projects as like a hobby, right? And they're approaching it as like this altruistic, bigger, like we're on this mission to do the change the world or whatever it is. Or they just approach it like a true shit coin where they're like, hey, it's a novel, we're going to see where it goes and we're going to try and pump it up and get out with some profits.
The crazy thing about it is like you think about what happens in crypto. People are literally betting on cartoons and avatars, and everything's hidden and disguised. No one knows who anybody is. And it's like crypto has this own unique set of like almost expectations and rules. But then you go into the real world, people don't buy cartoons. It's just crazy. It's mind-blowing. What people buy is people buy off people. I'll say that again. People buy off people because of trust. And, That's like one of the biggest things that I saw. I was like, what if we can bring the real world to crypto? And I was completely inspired by God, where instead of being hidden away by a cartoon, people can come and see me. They can talk to me. They see a face. I'm there educating them for free. And I'm giving them stuff, the law of reciprocity. So all of a sudden, they have a reason to be a part of this. There's a stronger community being made. I'm on video. People see my face every single day. And it's just completely different to what the expectation is in the world at the moment.
Because right now, I mean, if you were to launch a business and you were going to try and make money with that business and have no kind of real story, there's nobody to see their face in there, we're going to be putting in a substantial amount of money, like that business will fail. Show me a business that's making a ton of money without anyone knowing who's actually behind it. They're spending more than like $2,000 to $5,000. You know what I mean? Like all those transactions are being done by people. They're big brands that are selling products that are like one-off products, but even those products have a very specific problem that they're solving and why somebody's going to be engaging with that brand to purchase that product. Whereas like in crypto, people are getting away with just having a cartoon image and a funny backstory, and that's really it. That's all people are going off of this.
Well, and that's because people are gambling, right? That's what people want. And it's like, it's the gambling that's actually costing people money, because when you're looking at the gamblers, it's not the people, at the bottom who are winning. It's the people who are creating the coin. It's the people who got in early. So how are you supposed to make money at the bottom and be, in a project? So for example, like the way I kind of think about, crypto is you're playing this game of poker, right? And all the money goes in the middle. Everyone's chucked it in there. And it's kind of like a game to see who actually takes the money out of the top first. And then everyone gets it. So that's why, ethically, you have to create something that's sustainable. You have to create something that not only thinking about tomorrow, not thinking about next week, but something that has a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, something that's going to exist beyond every crash. And that's like one of the biggest, I'm really big on the way to make money is to solve the world's biggest problems, right? And if you can solve, crypto's biggest problem is there's a crash every 4 years, right? So if you can solve that problem, that's the secret to making money in my mind.
Yeah. And you have to approach it in a way where you're actually solving the problem, where the way you guys are approaching even Bunnie is you're giving people business education for free in exchange of them actually getting in on the project. So if they're a business owner wanting to learn marketing from you, who has spent millions of dollars profitably on Facebook ads, marketing your own business, they get Bunnie, and then they get access to really high quality. And I mean, if any of you guys were at SBD, when you went through the cash flow accelerator and learned Facebook ads for the first time, I had other FitPro mentors reach out to me and be like, some of your clients are idiots. How are they being successful? Just to be transparent, they're like, how are you helping these people be successful? Because they went through their program, failed miserably, come into ours, and then learned how to generate leads using Facebook ads and crushed it. Yeah, right? And that's because you're the one that put that together, like teaching people how to run marketing and how to market their business, how to generate leads for their business, and ultimately do that profitably. And somebody who's getting into Bunnie is going to get access to that kind of information.
That's exactly right. You can't actually get access to me, right? You could offer me $10,000, $15,000 a month to consult you. I'm not going to do it. I've got other priorities. I've got bigger picture things. I see that I can make more money. I don't want to exchange my time for money. However, if you come into the Bunnie community, you can get access to me, right? That's the only way. And you're not going to be spending that amount of money. You're not going to actually be buying. It's like, you spend $15,000 a month, right? But when you come into the Bunnie community, all you have to do is hold. Not only are you holding, the more people that are coming in, the more who are soaking up the free education, right? The more your investment's actually growing. This is how we revolutionize the high ticket space. People no longer have to pay, they just hold and make money at the same time.
Yep. So you're incentivizing people because if they're making money in their own business and they're having a different way to extract value from the project that doesn't involve them selling it, that's how you get people to hold long term. is there needs to be real value in them holding. And the value in them holding is getting access to real business education, like legit business education. Because I mean, what you guys have done with 𝐓𝐫𝐵𝐻, you're on correct me if I'm wrong, but you've already blown a 7-figure run rate in what? It launched this
3 months. 3 months.
90 days. 7-figure run rate, 90 days. You took 4% Club from 0 to 35 million in about 5 or 7 years. And then we took SBD from 0 to 7 figures in less than a year. So they're getting access to actual business education that they would have to be paying a mentor 10 to 20,000. If for somebody to join SBD, it was like 15 to 20,000 for them to get access to us to even learn that. I think I really like the way you guys are approaching the project, where it's like, hey, we're assembling badass entrepreneurs who actually know what they're doing. And if you're trying to get access to them any other way, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, versus you get access for free if you're actually involved in the project. And then you're learning how to make money in your business. You're learning how to generate leads. You're learning how to structure your business model properly. You're learning investment mindset, all those different things, which is the biggest thing that I'm saying that you guys are doing, is you're giving people different ways to extract value other than...
The reality is most people aren't going to make all of their money in crypto, right? Most people, I think like when you look at like how people make their wealth, right? Business, people don't make wealth like in a job with a salary. But when you're actually teaching people how to get into business, you're teaching people really high quality skills like sales. You teach people how to invest, not just in crypto, but say it's in real estate. If you can teach people health, right? How to lose weight, how to get jacked, and have that service in there. You can teach people how to improve their relationships, how to date, how to communicate. And all of a sudden, you've created this entire personal development platform, which is what I was saying before. Like, people need to value what they have, right? People need to value what they're holding, I should say. When they value it, there's no reason for it to sell. And sure, like I was saying before, like there's going to be a crash at some point in time, but you can limit that crash, right? And at the end of the day, if it, goes down a little bit, it doesn't matter, because people aren't holding, to try and sell. They're holding because they're getting so much value. And at the end of the day, success is success. When you see, yourself growing, making money outside of crypto, being able to do things like quit your job, right? Get geographical freedom, get location freedom, completely being able to change your life. That's so much more, because the thing is, most people aren't making money in crypto. They need something else as a vehicle to get them there.
Yep, 100%. And the business is the best vehicle to do that, or just learning a skill in general. That can be a skill that you can learn and then go and work for a company where you're providing that skill in exchange for payment. And then you still get your location freedom. You still get the leverage that you want, but you have to learn a skill, right, in order to have that income freedom. And people are going into crypto hoping and praying that it becomes the thing that does it, versus you're like, hey, this isn't going to be the thing that does it. But in exchange for participating in this project, you're going to learn skills that you can actually monetize in the marketplace, either build a business, or you learn this skill and then go work inside of a business in exchange for performance and still have the benefits without the risk.
And to get into investing properly, it's like you need money coming in. You need consistent money coming in. And most people can't do that with a salary, right? You have to get lucky somehow. And, like people could say that I got lucky with crypto, you got lucky with crypto. But at the same time, like I had $300,000 to invest in it. If I don't have $300,000 to invest in, a crypto portfolio, you can't get lucky. And people need that, because when you invest small, obviously the return's less.
100%. And then the reason why you're even able to get to a position where you could get lucky is you have skills that you develop that allows you to grow a business. Right?
Yep.
And that is what gives you the optionality. You know what I mean? It was like, if your business gives you options, if you can build a business successfully, if you can learn the skills of building a business or working a part of a business to help grow it, that gives you options. As you start building that skill, now you start having ways to monetize the skill, earn income. And then now you start earning, you start having the ability to invest into different projects, invest into different things that could potentially give you an outsized return. But you have to develop the skill first.
100%.
So what's the plan for Bunnie? So somebody's hearing it and they're like, hey, I'm in a position where actually want to start learning these skills, or if they're running a business and like, hey, I want to learn how to use some of the lead gen strategies that you're using to run your business, how do they get access or proximity to you? What does that look like?
Well, the first thing is we're rolling things out on stages. So Bunnie is still a very new project. We've already done 100x. I've 100x my money because I was one of the very first people in. And we're going to go, the plan is to go another 100x. So there's huge opportunity here. Now, the first step is that we want to bring people in to learn how to do crypto, because a big part of it is that most people don't know how to do it well. So this is perfect for you if, for example, you've tried and you lost all your money, because now we're going to teach you the right mindset and how to approach it. This is perfect if you don't even know, you're just getting started and you don't know a thing about it. And it's perfect if you're intermediate and you want to get better. So what we've got is we've got a free crypto coaching program, completely free, absolutely fantastic. You come in there, and the idea is we don't get you to buy Bunnie, nothing like that. We just want to teach you. And once you've learned, at some point in time, you might want to invest further, right? You might want to come in and, be a part of Bunnie, because it just makes logical sense, because you've learned something. You've learned how to invest in crypto. But then you're actually going to go, okay, well, I want to get better at crypto. I want to learn the advanced course, or I want to learn about real estate. I want to learn about how to lose weight, etc. So it's just really a pathway in as most, it's just a funnel really to bring people into the rest of the world. And we're building that out at the moment. The first step is to build up that community in the beginner program. And then from there, we're going to expand out.
Yeah. So you got a free beginner program inside of Bunnie where it's like, if somebody just wants to learn how to get started, they want to learn how to get involved in crypto and things like that, they can join your free program at no risk whatsoever. How do they go about finding that? Where do they go to get that?
I'm going to give you the link. It's in a school community. All you need to do is join that school community, and it's there. There's videos instructing you how to do it. There's going to be people in there able to chat to you. Very easy. So, there are two kind of separate things. It's like for some people, they just want to, have heard me talk today and just go straight out and buy Bunnie. That's very different. If you want to do that, we have a website. It's bunnie.life, BUNNIE.life. Remember, it's the IE, not the traditional spelling. And that's how you learn about it. It's got all the videos explaining the entire roadmap, every single thing we're going to do, when we're going to do it, where we're going to do it, how we're going to get there. You've got me talking about my experiences as well. So that would be where you buy it. But, that's more so, that's for people who are already in crypto or just wanting to get started, want to invest. But the other place is to learn about crypto. So I'll give you both of those links, Iggy, and then we can, get people in there.
Perfect. So essentially, if you're already a DGen, if you know, right? Go to Bunnie.life, BUNNIE.life. If you just want to learn and you just want to learn in a risk-free environment where you're not going to join a Telegram group and get spammed into oblivion, right? You want to learn in a risk-free environment where there's no noise, then join the school community because it's free and there's no risk there, right? So I would say if you're a complete beginner and you just want to be able to dip your toe in and just learn business skills, but then also learn crypto at an early stage, get in to the school community. If you're a DGen, I recommend, even if you're a DGen, join both communities, right? Go to Bunnie.life and learn about the project, but then join the school community regardless, just because there's going to be, I know the caliber of people that AG's putting together, and they are all ballers by their own right in business, right? If you're going to work with Kim Barrett, you're going to pay an exorbitant amount of money to work with them directly, and you're going to get to learn from it just from being in the community. If you want to work with AG directly, you're going to pay a lot of money to work with them directly, versus if you're in the community, you get to learn from them. He's assembling some incredible people who are really good at growing and building businesses that those in the community can learn from. So highly recommend joining just a community just to get exposed, to see if it's good, and do it without risk-free, and then go from there.
I think that's it. And I think that it's such an exciting time in crypto at the moment. And the reason is that, we're kind of getting to that October period. And traditionally, this is about the time that a bull run will start. There's no guarantees, but if you look back at history, and, history generally dictates the past in trading shares, crypto.
Liquidity going back into the economy, right? So we know, I mean, a lot of the bear market was due to the government spiking interest rate and pulling capital out of the economy, right? Or trying to force a recession, right? Which they've successfully done in some cases, in some places. But now we're starting to slowly see the liquidity slowly trickling back into the economy, which is also serving as a catalyst for what we're seeing starting to happen inside of crypto.
I think that one of the very important things with crypto is you want to just make sure that you're getting in early, because there's this thing where the people who get in the earliest make the most money, and then people go, oh, that's awesome. And you've got all the early adopters who jump in and they probably make a bit of money. And then you have people who jump in later and later. And, you know, for most people, it's like they hear the story that someone's gone out and they've made 100x on a project. They go, geez, I want that too. And they don't actually make their move until they're like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. And the story inspires them. When in fact, the best time to get in is right now, because we're predicting that a bull run's going to happen. You know, there's no guarantees. There's absolutely no guarantees. At the end of the day, this is not financial advice. Crypto is gambling. However, very likely that there is going to be a bull run. And if that comes, we're all going to make a lot of money, particularly if you're in now and you're one of the first.
That makes sense. And it's one of those things where you're ultimately kind of rolling the dice. But at the end of the day, if you're either in a position where it makes sense to roll the dice and you want to see how it goes, get in early. That's the name of the game with crypto. Get in on some really, really good projects that you like early on, and then ride it for as long as you can. But you want to make sure, like, the projects that you're getting into, you get to know the people and that you actually like the people that are running it, the business plan and how they're approaching it makes sense. And there's value being created. And it's not just one of those things where it's just like the goal is just to pump it down.
Exactly.
You are, you're being educated and you're doing your due diligence in that.
And that's it. We're providing everything. It's like you're going to get the education. You're going to learn how to trade crypto. You're going to come into a community, in the very early stages. And it really is a great time. Like, we're literally just starting our marketing push as we speak. At the moment, my goal at the moment is to jump on as many podcasts as I can, to jump on as many spaces on Twitter as I can, to go on all the YouTube stuff, conversations, etc. And that's really just starting. And, my whole concept at the moment, and I'm thinking like a marketer, it's like, how can I condense time? Because most people will go like, can I jump on I'm going to get on that one podcast. And then that one podcast is 2 weeks away and they're all excited about it. We've developed a system because I want to get on 30 podcasts. Why? Everyone's like about one, but it's like, how can I 30x, what other people do? And, that's marketing. Now, we combine that with the fact, and, we haven't really talked about this yet, but we take people to a landing page, the bunnie.life, BUNNIE.life. When you go there, that's a traditional sales page, right? That's a page that we use in marketing that no one in crypto is doing. You see a real person talk, you get all the information, you get excited, and people buy. And the whole idea of that is that it makes it very easy for people to make a decision. People are able to make a decision instead of making that decision within or not even making the decision at all. Like, they make the decision over a long period of time. They're actually able to get all the information within a 3-minute period of time and be very well positioned to make a buying decision. And not only that, they're able to buy more because they believe in the project, because they're bought in. Again, people buy people. When people are buying Bunnie, they're buying me because I'm the advisor. I'm the face of the business. I'm by no means an owner or anything like that. It's actually, all shared amongst a whole bunch of people, and we're a community owned project. However, the big thing is, it's just like people are going to have a complete different level of access to finding out information about this. And what we're doing is we're attaching that link to every single podcast, every single thing that we learn about, every single person who we're doing marketing with. And we actually have a funnel, a way of converting people, which is, the thing that, thinking of it as a marketer, that's the thing that's going to really revolutionize things.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. So I'm excited to be involved. I've thrown a little dry powder into Bunnie and continue to onboard more. So I'm not giving you anyone who's listening financial advice whatsoever. All right. If you want to just get exposed to the caliber entrepreneurs that are involved in this project. Go to the school community, start learning about crypto. If you are a DGen and you already are familiar with crypto and you want to find out more about the specific project, go to bunnie.life. But man, AG, it was good having you on board. I'm excited to see where you go with this project and what you're able to do with it. Your business acumen speaks for itself. So approaching it in that way, man, you got my vote of confidence, 1,000%.
I'm so grateful that we get to do this together. At the end of the day, it's just a shit ton of fun. You know, I think that period with Guard 4 years ago was one of the most fun periods of my life. Just like watching things grow, the education, and you know, the thing is to be able to do that all again. And
it was a good time. Even for those who were involved and didn't get out early enough, it comes down like I'm not even when the project ultimately failed. Most people, when they're involved in a project that fails, they're devastated. Even though the project failed, I'm so grateful and thankful because of everything that I learned, right? And that's the biggest difference there. Is like when you're involved in a project that does not provide any value whatsoever, when it fails, you're less feeling empty and feeling robbed because they just took. Versus even with that project, I look back and I have nothing but fond memories because I'm like, I learned so much and there was so much value extracted. Grateful that I did walk away with something.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, that's why it's, and I think what you guys are starting is a trend where it's like you're giving people more than one way to get value from a project. And I really think that's the most sustainable way to go about actually doing it. And hopefully you guys start a trend where all these different projects start actually giving value to those who are involved in it and ultimately force those who are just looking to extract out of the market and set a new standard for how crypto projects needs to be ran.
Exactly. I hope no one else copies it because I want it to be unique, standalone, at least first to market.
But if it starts to work out, there are going to be some copycats, it's just the ultimate sign that what you're doing works, but those who are going to copy it are going to be legit. They have to be. Otherwise, it's like somebody trying to regurgitate Alex Hormozi's stuff, but they're not Alex Hormozi, or they have not done anything worth emulating in business. So you'll have some imposters, but hopefully anyone who is going to model it is actually good at what they do and they have.
You know what? There's actually no reason to model it though. Just come on board with us, right? Yep. It's like, and this is the thing, it's community owned. There's no reason to model it. Just become part of it. Because I don't own it. I'm just the person who's speaking, right?
Yeah.
I just decided to have a conversation about this Bunnie crypto coin that I'm a community member of that I believe can make me more money than I can in business this year. And, you know, rather than do your own thing, just come on board, you know, be another face, do what I'm doing, come talk about it. Everyone gets to enjoy.
And that's the best way to do it. Because if you start bringing on more guys like that, it makes the community more valuable. And you can go further together than you could by yourself. So
well, it adds further, like perhaps you want to actually be a coach who comes on and helps us. You know, the advantage that you get out of that is I'm going to help you with the marketing, right? And we're going to bring people in to get coached by you and set it up in such a way where you can make more money getting people to hold crypto than you could in your business, right? And it has to make sense. So you come on board. There's actually a link on bunnie.life where you can actually book a call with me, like personally, if you're the sort of person who is a coach, who wants to get involved, who wants to see if we, you know, it's just a conversation. If it makes sense, you can earn more money in crypto coin than you can in business, make it happen.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, AG, it's been an absolute joy. We're up on time, but for those guys, the links will be in the show notes. If you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the description. If you're seeing reels or episodes, clips somewhere on social media, we will make sure it's easy for you to access. But again, thank you so much for being on. For those of you who are listening, like, subscribe, and comment. Share with anyone you think would be valuable. Until next time, guys, stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms.